Anthony, thank you very much for taking the time for doing this today. And I hope that you make it back to Japan sometime in the future. Maybe bring your kids.
Yeah, I would love to. I think it'd be a great place to visit. They'd really get a kick out of it, all the places. If I come back, I'm definitely going to have to bring skis or a snowboard because there's so many wonderful places to go.
Yeah, well, I can introduce you to a lot of good mountains in this area for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Welcome to the Easy English Interviews Podcast, Season 2. My name is Chris Kent. I'm an Associate Professor of English as a second language in Japan. This podcast has been created to give English students some easy and interesting listening practice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next interview. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 15. This will be the final episode for Season 2, which means that there will be a new study-along textbook that will be available in the next few months. I am hoping for it to be published in either November or December of this year, so please keep an eye out for that. For today's podcast, I would like you, the listener, to use the episode as a review. Instead of focusing on any one grammar point, please listen to see how much of the grammar you now understand after listening to 2 seasons of episodes. For the English usage point, I would like to point out a phrase that Anthony uses. He uses the phrase, get a kick out of. This phrase is used by English speakers when they want to describe something that they think will be enjoyable for themselves or for another person. Listen near the end of today's podcast for when Anthony says that he thinks that his kids would really get a kick out of a visit to Japan. Finally, at the end of today's episode, as usual for Season 2, listen to the comprehension questions and feel free to try to answer the questions in real time if you can. If you need to, write down the questions first and then listen again to practice answering. Okay, so let's get to it. Please enjoy today's Easy English interview. Okay, so today we're going to be talking with a special guest who's come all the way from Canada. Can you tell everyone your name and maybe, your age and what you do in Canada?
Sure. My name's Anthony Boykin, and I'm an instructor at Sask Polytech College there, and I teach electronics. I've been doing that for a little over 20 years, and that puts me at pretty close to 50 with a couple other career jobs, and yeah.
So you enjoy working there?
Absolutely love it. Yeah, I love being around the students. It's a neat thing. I started with a fellow that was a little bit older than me. He was kind of a mentor, and he said to me, Anthony, the cool part is that every year you get 1 year older, but they stay the same age. So you kind of feel young all the time being around them.
That's true. I agree with that. So I think there's an energy about, especially students that are studying something technical, right? Like they're very interested, and it keeps your interest alive, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you are here in Japan, in Nagano, because you came on this 2-week program. So what was your reason? Like, why did you want to come visit Japan?
Well, that's a good question. I was actually picked. I didn't really get a choice.
Oh, okay.
So, just the way the trip worked out, we needed to have 10 people, and we needed another staff member.
I see.
I got tapped on the shoulder, and I was really fortunate because it's been an amazing experience. So yeah, it's a place that I probably wouldn't have picked to go on vacation. But I'm sure glad that I ended up here because there's a lot of really interesting things that we've seen and done.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So, and on that same kind of thought pattern, is what has been the most interesting or entertaining thing?
Oh, so many things. Probably the most, something that jumps out for sure is I don't see cheese anywhere. There's very few. I kind of made a point today. We went into a bakery and I said, "Hey, Chris, look, there's cheese on that sandwich." But yeah, things like that. And then the tiny cars. I was really surprised about that. All the K cars everywhere.
The K cars, yeah.
You come from Saskatchewan or from Canada, we have these monster trucks and big diesels and things like that. And then sidewalks is, if you go off the beaten path onto some of the side streets, the sidewalks are very tiny. And there might be a gutter right beside where all the water's flowing through that's 3 feet down, so you kind of have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, that's true. So there's no sidewalks on most roads,
right?
And they do have some open like water wells there. Got to be careful. Was there anything about the trip that you thought was particularly challenging or something you didn't like?
I think, well, at the start, a few of the things, like it's obviously culinary, it's a little bit different, the food that we're trying. And I kind of made the joke to some of the students who we were with. I said, everything tastes like fish except the fish. The fish is really good. But actually, we've been to a lot of really great restaurants and stuff, but it's taken some getting used to. And toilets with 6 buttons, right? We have a button to flush and that's it. So yeah, it's been kind of neat that way.
Yeah, I think definitely there's a high-tech element to the going to the washroom here that you don't get at home. Yeah. I have friends who have lived here for a number of years, and after they go back to Canada, they say that's what they missed the most. I'm not sure why, but that's what they say.
Yeah.
So was there anything that you felt that you missed the most? Because obviously, you're going back to Canada soon, but sometimes on a 2-week trip, you feel that, you miss something from back home. Was there anything like that?
Yeah, of course, my family. I have my wife and 2 young kids. I have Josh, 14, and Abby, 16, and obviously I miss them and my own bed. We're staying in the dormitory at the college here, and it's great accommodations, but the pillow is like a beanbag, literally like a big beanbag.
Yeah.
So I really miss my home pillow, and thinking about it, I probably wouldn't bring a pillow, but the first night we were here, I almost bought one.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of wish I would have, but you sort of get used to it at the same time.
Yeah, it's different. When you stay at hotels, sometimes they'll give you those type of pillows as well.
Oh, yeah.
I find it gives me a headache, so I always try to make a pillow out of something like some clothes of mine or something, or but not all. I think it's changing. So some of the newer hotels have they actually have in the lobby, they have different pillows you can choose from when you go up to your rooms.
Oh yeah.
I
haven't seen that.
Yeah. And this trip obviously has been, like you said, you were chosen to come, but do you think in the future something will have changed for you because of this trip? Will it have an effect either professionally or personally?
I think both, actually. Just having and I was having this conversation with one of my colleagues here today about, if I would have came as a student when I was 20, I think it would have been life-changing for me, personally, and maybe what I chose to do as a career and things like that. Not just to say that I might have come to Japan, but that I would have been more comfortable maybe going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think for me, as a professional part of my career that I'm in, I see some really neat things. Just touring a different college, seeing the way the students are just interacting there, and the way the programming is, and what kind of different things that they're doing. There's a lot of things that I can take back and use in my own school. Robot competitions and different clubs and different things like that. Again, another colleague and I were already discussing how we might start some sort of robotics competition for people maybe across Canada or across Saskatchewan, where we could have some more interesting competitions than we do now. So
yeah, that's a good idea. I think the feeling or the difference is that in Japan, there are a lot of different clubs that they do at schools, and they're very serious, right? I think clubs in Canada are more for fun, just something you do whenever after school or whatever. But here they're quite serious. Especially, we just went to the Econo Power Club, and those students, they're making vehicles that will travel far on a small amount of fuel, and they seem to be really, really into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's connected to their future jobs or their future professions, but still, I think that there's a lot we can learn from that.
Absolutely. You can tell they put a significant amount of effort in.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to ask you was that just if you had any message for students who are maybe, studying English as a second language, something you might say to them for encouragement or something like that?
Sure. Really smart person once told me, you want to learn English, you got to read children's books. So you can do that, but also just immerse yourself, right? Don't be afraid to go and sit with somebody for lunch that speaks English, if you see them, or take an opportunity to do a presentation in English. And remember that the people that you're sitting with probably don't know a lot of Japanese. So, if you think about it that way and you're putting in an effort and trying, then it's going to make a big difference to your success.
Yeah, I think definitely to, put practice ahead of like book study, right? Like getting out there and you learn probably more from a 15-minute conversation than you would from, say, an hour-long lecture. So I think that's very good advice.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, Anthony, thank you very much for taking the time for doing this today. And I hope that you make it back to Japan sometime in the future. Maybe bring your kids.
Yeah, I would love to. I think it'd be a great place to visit. They'd really get a kick out of it, all the places. If I come back, I'm definitely going to have to bring skis or a snowboard because there's so many wonderful places to go.
Yeah, well, I can introduce you to a lot of good mountains in this area for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so here are the comprehension questions for today's episode. Number 1. What does Anthony teach? Number 2. Did Anthony choose to come to Japan? Number 3. What is it that Anthony says he doesn't see so often in Japan? Number 4. What do Chris's friends say they miss the most about Japan after they go home? Number 5. How old are Anthony's children? Number 6. What did Anthony almost buy on his first night in Nagano? Number 7. What project did Anthony say he wants to start in Canada? Number 8. What does Chris say is the difference between clubs in Canada and clubs in Japan? Number 9. What type of books does Anthony say are good to read to learn English? And number 10. What does Chris say is more important than book study? Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Anthony Voikin, and I would like to say thank you very much for listening. Also, I hope that you will try the comprehension questions when you have free time so you can check your listening ability in English. And please, if you would like to be notified by email whenever a new podcast is up, please become a subscriber at kjkentmsed.substack.com. That's kjkentmsed.substack.com. You can also check out Easy English Interviews now on YouTube and purchase the textbook on Amazon. Well, thank you very much for listening to Easy English Interviews for 2 seasons. As I mentioned earlier, the textbook for Season 2 is now being made and will be published soon. Also keep listening because Season 3 will begin in early 2026. Alright, thank you again and see you next time when we will speak with another interesting person. Bye-bye from Easy English Interviews.